Welcome to the MSP Corner podcast. Before we kick off our show, we would like to share what our main objective is at the MSP Corner. Our main goal is to help CEOs build profitable and self-sustainable IT service firms. We are not just providing tools for IT firms, we will be sitting in meetings with you to ensure your IT firm stays on track. The first area we are focused on, strategic sales. IT firms are stuck selling technology or IT support. We will provide you with the blueprint so you position your firm as an added value to your prospects. We will have framework on how to sell value so you influence the prospect into selecting your firm. The second area we see many IT firms struggle in is marketing. 90+% of businesses rely on antiquated marketing methods. The most popular choice, word of mouth. We have proven methods on how to attract the ideal prospect. Our framework will include how to become the online authority and be the business influencer for an industry. The third component to our package, scaling. IT firms walk away from opportunities because they lack the bandwidth or skill set to scale. We have lined up reputable businesses so our members can hire on-demand resources that will allow them to scale their business. The fourth area we will offer help in, selecting the right tools. In order to deliver value, you need the right tech stack. Our platform will offer information on products that are the ideal choice for MSPs. The fifth area we will offer help in is with documentation. Templates are a critical component when building an MSP. We will have contracts, proposals, SOWs, collateral, and much more in the template section. You will have every document you need to start up your managed IT service business. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go to our next podcast.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the MSP Corner podcast. I am your host, Fernando Leon, and I'm on my own today. Gregory, who's usually my partner in crime, is stuck in meetings. But like they say in Hollywood, the show must go on. Or is that Broadway? I don't know. Whatever. Showbiz. All right, the title of today's show, and please excuse the background noise. I have dogs, and they're going to either bark or they may snore. You just never know what you're going to get out of these little pups. All right, so the title of today's show is Why Winning MSPs Build Inbound Leverage and Why Most Never Do. So let's get into it. So let's, I always have an agenda, so I'll quickly go over that. And there's always an introduction. And the titles we'll be discussing today, we have what? What do we have today? We have 7 topics. Marketing inconsistency is a leadership issue, big time. I can't even stress that enough. We tried, and here's a title I hear all the time, or a sentence I hear a lot. We tried SEO once, isn't the real problem. Why SEO is about trust, not traffic. Generic SEO creates bad leads. SEO as a growth system, not a task. Security as a growth lever for MSPs. Inbound leverage, stability, and firm value. And then quick plug on MSP Corner, and then I'll just have some closing thoughts, but I'm always going to start off with an introduction. So today we're going to be talking about really this conversation is really for MSP CEOs who feel, well, like growth or marketing takes a lot of effort and time. And sure, it does. I manage marketing. I have what, 2-3 people that I have to meet with every week to discuss our objectives, goals, et cetera, et cetera. So I delegate a lot, but I also do quite a bit. But it does take effort and it does take time, but it's not as much time as you think in the beginning, once you get that framework in place. But now I'm talking about inbound leads or leverage or whatever you want to call it. These aren't hacks, but systems that quietly will compound attraction, compound traffic, quality traffic coming to your site. And I'm going to share what I see across the MSP landscape, just so you guys have maybe you'll relate. I don't know, but it's a very common problem with a lot of MSPs. Poor messaging, poor SEO on page is just a very common occurrence, because that's all I work with, guys. I only work with MSPs. So I have to see a lot of MSP websites. Because why? Because MSP CEOs contact me almost every day. All right, so let's talk about marketing inconsistency and how it's a leadership issue. But now, most MSPs don't struggle because they lack effort. You guys are hard workers. You guys have awesome work ethic. You wouldn't be where you are today if you were lazy or not ambitious. Now, you guys struggle because marketing never became like infrastructure. A lot of you, it stays optional, or it's reactive and easy to pause when things get busy. And let me tell you, we never stop with marketing. It never ends. It's a daily affair. Now, that inconsistency shows up downstream. What's downstream? Well, you got an empty pipeline and you're just relying on referrals. And that is not the way to run a business. Firms that grow make important leadership decisions. Marketing systems run whether things feel urgent or not. SEO and inbound visibility are part of that system, not little side projects, this isn't a, what do I call it? A destination. This is a journey. And when leaders treat marketing like a system, growth stops feeling, I don't know, fragile, temporary. So you have to be consistent. And leadership, the leaders of your organization need to stay on track. They need to find somebody. This is one thing that I see across every MSP. You do not have somebody to drive marketing. Nobody is there to ensure you're staying on track with your content creation, the topics to discuss in your blogs, your podcasts, your YouTubes, your adverts, your social media post. There's nobody there to drive that, nobody there to guide you. And that's what I'm here for. I help other MSPs implement these type of frameworks because you need somebody to lead. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to fail. So work with somebody who is experienced and has had success implementing these type of marketing campaigns or marketing strategies. Because I'll tell you right now, SEO will not work if you do not follow a specific framework. There's going to be a specific framework you've got to follow. All right, let's talk about, we tried SEO once, and that isn't the real problem, because almost every MSP CEO says that to me. We tried it. We tried it once, but what they usually mean is they tried it without structure. Blogs without positioning, keywords without intent, vendors without strategy. SEO really didn't fail you. Leadership expectations they're just not lined up. SEO only works when it reflects who you serve, what you sell, and why buyers should trust you. Without that clarity, it produces noise, not leverage, not quality leads. Now, why SEO is about trust and not traffic. This is so critical. And this is part of the content creation strategy. MSP buyers, well, your prospects, start with don't start with conversations anymore. They start with research. SEO isn't about clicks, it's about trust at the moment of evaluation. Buyers are asking silent questions before they ever reach out. Are you credible? Do you understand risk? Have you solved this before? Do you work with my industry? What do your blogs say? What do your podcasts say? Your digital footprint say about you? Are you an expert? Are you experienced? Are you the authority in this area? Are you a trusted advisor? Right? That's what they're looking for. Right? And how do you find a trusted advisor? Or how do you know they're trusted authority? Well, you've got to have testimonials. That's easy to do. Now, winning MSPs answer all of these questions. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, MSPs who don't grow, well, they leave all trust building to your sales reps. That gap shows up as longer cycles and pressure on cost. And you do not want to be reducing costs because, well, you want to land this client because for whatever reason. You should never be reducing costs because you're desperate or you're short on clients. All right, let's move on to generic SEO creates bad leads. Why is that? If your SEO attracts everyone, it will not convert one lead. Well, it'll convert, but what we mean by that is people now look for experts. They are looking for organizations that understand their business, understand their challenges, because people are no longer buying into the jack of all trades. It just doesn't work anymore. So keep that in mind when you are producing your data. Now, generic MSP SEO brings in price shoppers and bad fit prospects. That's what we've seen in the past, and it just makes the whole sales journey very, very painful. Winning MSPs design SEO to filter, not flood, the site with unqualified leads. And when SEO aligns with ideal client profiles, industries, and problem solving, inbound leads improves dramatically. You'll have fewer leads, but better conversations that will eventually lead to that close. Because remember, you want to differentiate yourself. How are you going to do that? Well, you do it on your website. You do it with the content you're producing. You illustrate how you are serving that specific industry. And maybe your competition in your area is not following that same strategy, right? Because there's so many of us, it's really difficult to determine, hey, I'm going to be going up against 5 other MSPs who are also experts in the legal arena or financial industry. That I've never really seen. It's usually they're interviewing 1 or 2 experts in that industry, and then the rest are very generic MSPs. So it's going to benefit you if you stay focused on one industry. 3 tops. Keep that in mind. All right, SEO as a growth system, not a task. So SEO fails when it's treated like a monthly task. It works well when it's treated like a system. And winning MSPs don't ask what to post this month. They ask what system they're building this year. You've got service pages that anchor authority, content reinforces your position. Everything connects. And that's why SEO feels slow to many of you that dabble. And it's the ones that stay committed to it find it to be powerful. And I will admit, it took us a year to get to being the number one, or sometimes it just depends on the day or the algorithm. We're usually in the top 3 organic choices. And that's the only reason we're getting 20 plus leads every month. We are speaking to 20 plus CEOs every month, and it's all because of SEO. I mean, we do have our email newsletter that goes out and that produces leads, but that has its own challenges where we have to follow up with the leads and we have to put them in our CRM and put them through a sales process. But SEO, I'd way rather have SEO than email marketing. But email marketing is less expensive. And that is another framework I'm happy to help you guys implement. We have I'm working with a SOC back east, and they've implemented a email framework for 3 industries, and they're starting to get leads. And those leads are turning into meetings because I helped them create a message that spoke to each industry. And that is the secret. I'm not going to gatekeep secrets. I mean, you have to execute. You have to stay, you have to stay on track with delivering your message, following up, the sales processes. You have proposals, you have presentations, then you've got to close the lead. I mean, it's a lot. But in order for you to get quality leads, you have to really dive in and create that ideal client profile and determine all of their challenges. That's just how it is. It's no longer a generic message. You can't send out a generic message anymore. It's just not going to work. All right, let's talk about the last topic. Security as a growth lever for MSPs. Okay, security isn't just a service, all right? It's an opportunity for you to grow into or to go into other markets. When SEO reflects risk awareness, compliance, understanding, and incident readiness, prospective buyers or prospective clients pay attention to that type of data, especially these regulated industries, because generic messages, they look at generic message and you get eliminated very fast. Security aware SEO doesn't sell fear. It communicates your competence, your authority, your experience, your expertise. And that competence builds trust before a single sales call occurs. Now, remember, we want to build credibility, because credibility, the next step is trust. Just remember that. All right, inbound leverage, stability and firm value. So inbound leverage isn't about massive growth. It's about stability. Remember, you always want to have a steady stream of leads coming in. Not, 10 leads this month, next month is 0. No, we want to stay consistent. And MSPs that rely only on referrals, you're really just renting attention. And MSPs that build SEO own visibility in their market, in their area, because most MSPs are not doing anything with SEO. That type of ownership reduces stress, panic, it stabilizes your pipeline, and it increases long-term firm value. Every structured page creates it just illustrates how it illustrates your expertise and your level of authority. And that's why SEO is a leadership decision, not a marketing chore. So always think about that. Leaders in your organization need to step up and say, we are going to make a commitment to go all in with SEO. It's the only way you're going to succeed. All right, let me do a short plug on MSP Corner before I close this out. Now, so the MSP Corner, we are on a mission. We're here to deliver valuable content to our members. And as a founder of an MSP, we know the struggles many of you go through. And this platform that we're developing is designed to help guide you through many of your challenges. We want to offer frameworks that solve that marketing and selling challenge. Plus, we've got resources to help you scale, implement outbound campaigns, implement an SEO strategy, PPC strategy, and much, much more. Now, here are my closing thoughts before I close out. If growth feels exhausting, that's progress. You want to get out of that comfort zone, right? Because you want real stability. I know a lot of you, and let me make something, let me just share my own struggle with marketing. I was very scared of marketing because I don't feel like I'm the creative type, but this was all in my mind. This was all about my insecurities. So I had to overcome that. I embraced marketing. Now, MSPs that win long term aren't louder or busier. They just know how to deliver a clear message. They decide to build systems instead of chasing referrals or whatever momentum they have. And that's exactly why we built our mentoring group, to help MSP leaders move from reactive growth to real leverage, real sustainable growth. And if this conversation resonated with you, we'd love to have you join us and be a member at www.mspcorner.com. So and feel free to reach out to us, info@mspcorner.com or fernando@mspcorner.com. Just send me an email. I'm happy to answer any questions, but please share our link with the CEO who will find our information beneficial to their business. So thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to sign up to be a member on www.mspcorner.com. Please share our link with a CEO who will find our information beneficial to their business. Have an awesome day.